God afternoon, you guys. It is October 21st. God calling, a love feast. God even inside absorb good. A love feast and absorb good. Let's see what God has to say to us. Revelation 3:20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. So what is God trying to say here? Right? We're about to read about it. We're about to read about the breakdown. But my little breakdown, my mini little breakdown I'm about to give you right now is that God's saying that you need to come to the door. You need to be the one who knocks. You need to be the one who comes up, who takes the initiative, who creates the action that will begin the rest of your life, right? God cannot force you to do it. God gave you that free will. You need to be the one who comes up to God and says, Lord, please help me, right? You need to be the one that knocks on the door, and then the moment you knock, God's going to be there. God's going to be waiting on the other side of the door. God gives you the door. He gives you the opportunity to see the door, and he gives you what's behind the door, but all you have to do is knock on it. Revelation 3:20. See, my children, the knocking rests upon no merit of yours, though it is in response to the longing of your heart for me. So you have to want to do it, right? You're not going to do it unless you truly have a desire for God. Keep that listening ear. If any man will hear my voice, again, no merit of yours, only the ear bent to catch my tones and to hear the sound of my gentle knocking. Then listen, if any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. What a feast. You think it would have been joy to have been present at the marriage feast of Canaan and Galilee, or to have been one of my disciples in the upper room, seated with me at the Last Supper, or one of the two at Emmaus, or one of the few from whom I prepared that lakeside feast. But at each of these feasts, God provided, and God companion as they were. You could not have known the rapture you may know as your heart the knocking and the voice and opening bid me welcome to my feast, a feast of tenderest companionship, of divine statutes, truly a love feast. Guys, God is using big weird words that aren't in the English dictionary all throughout that, but it's okay. We navigate our way through it. So basically, God talks about coming up to the door, how we have to knock, and then what's behind that door. God's saying that there is a feast. There is a feast of abundance there. Abundance of love, abundance of light, abundance of happiness, abundance of joy, abundance of understanding, of knowledge, of peace, of patience, goodness, kindness, gentleness, faithfulness, and self-control. All the fruits of the spirits are at this feast. That's where we're eating. We're eating fruit tonight. All right, we're some fruitarians. God even tried to absorb good. The only way to eradicate evil is to absorb good. This is my story of the 7 other spirits. This story was to illustrate the vast difference between the Mosaic law and my law. The Pharisees and the elder brother were the observers of the Mosaic law. You have proved this in your own life. To pray that you may resist temptation and conquer evil is in itself but useless. Evil cannot live in my presence. Live with me, absorb my life, and evil will remain without. Right? So what do we talk about? We talk about coming up to that door, knocking on the door, and then what is there? Once we knock on that door, guys, once we take that initiative, God's going to open up to a whole feast of light of just Jesus, right? We're going to be enlightened, and we're going to be so full. We're going to be so taken care of, right? We're going to have a surplus of love going on. And then what does that entail after that, right? What does it mean once we do have that surplus of love? What does it mean once we do sit and eat at that table? That means that we become disciples. We truly give over our hearts to God, guys. We have that shift. We have that swap from thinking about ourselves to thinking about God, right? What is God's will? What is God's want? And now it's talking about absorbing good, right? Now that we've eaten at that table, what do we have now? We're so full of good, full of light, full of God, that literally evil cannot be around us, guys. That's that point you need to get to, where evil cannot be around you. God's saying that is redundant. It is literally redundant, praying for evil to come out of your life, saying, God, please get this evil out of my life, please. It is redundant, because if you are even at the point where you're praying to God, right, you should be so confident and just in love with the Lord, and you should just have so much holiness and spiritual energy within you that no evil can touch you. You should just know and have that knowledge that God is with you at all times and no evil can touch you. You don't need to pray for evil to be casted away, because it already is, right? You just need to see that power within you and that God is putting inside of you. Evil cannot live in my presence. Live with me, absorb my life, and evil will remain without. Guys, let's eat at the table with God. Let's eat all the fruits of the Spirit, and let's have an evil-less life, only full of love, only full of God. I love you guys so much. That's October 21st, and with that, I will say amen.